right. Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Happy December. Welcome to the morning show here on Stock Market TV. Spencer Israel, JC Parets. If you are in somewhere, if you're anywhere in Florida today, maybe go hang out with Strazza at the Money Show. That's where he is today. He'll be back maybe tomorrow, if not Wednesday. But we'll have Sam the Man Gatlin join us this morning. We'll have Kenny Glick stop by. And more importantly, we have you. We have all of you watching right now. And isn't that what matters? Hope you all had a great holiday and a great weekend. Let's get this show on the road. If you're watching us on YouTube, do me a favor, hit the like. I'd appreciate it. Let's bring out JC. Here we go.
Woo! Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, Mr. Spencer Israel.
You're a touch dark. Is your light on?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, we gotta get lighter.
maybe a little brighter. Maybe a little brighter. I don't know. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. There we go. It's fine. Did you have a good day? You have a good holiday?
I did. You know, Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday of the year. I'm very grateful. I'm very thankful for all of the blessings that I have. You know, I've got my health, feel great. My kids are healthy, you know, running around, causing trouble, right?
That's the
Business
best part.
is good. Stock market's at all-time highs. What the fuck do I have to complain about?
Well, you look under the surface, there's always things to complain about, right?
But
in
no,
life
weird.
in life and in markets. Even in like what year was it? 2016 to 17, right? Like the easiest year ever. There were things to complain about the whole time. Right?
Well, that's probably part of the reason why the stock market did so well that year is because everyone was busy complaining to make money.
Yeah,
That was great. I remember it well. I remember the market was supposed to collapse because Trump was the president. It was going to be the most volatile year ever. As it turns out, it was actually the least volatile year ever, and stocks went straight up. And these idiots were complaining the whole way up. It was fantastic.
Last year was pretty great. The year before was pretty great, and yet we find things to complain about. So
you know, I just feel guilty when I complain. Like if I catch myself complaining. I feel guilty because who am I of all people on this planet to complain about anything? I mean, I have two parents that loved me. I mean, right there, I hit the jackpot. I was born in America. Hello, talk about hitting the jackpot, you know, so, and then everything from there, you know, listen, there's ups and downs in life. Not everything's perfect, but like, you know, suck it up and deal with it. I have like fake problems. Like there's people who have like real problems, you know?
That's right. That's right. Big shout out to Mary for working all weekend, working the phones and the emails on our Black Friday sale, which I believe actually ends today.
Isn't today Cyber Monday?
Yeah, you know, is Cyber Monday still a thing? Because the whole month is Cyber Monday.
Now. No, but I think like now, like all the internet companies all provide like Cyber Monday discounts.
But everyone's an internet company. The online sales were going on weeks ago, right?
I don't know. I'm just telling you. I don't know nothing about no Godfather.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm telling you just what it is.
I don't know. NASDAQ Poppy, do not worry. Strazza will be back, but you can see him in person today.
Yeah, you guys should go hang out with Strazza in Florida. You know, if there are any Florida men out there, any Florida men.
Where are they? They're in Sarasota. Do I have that right?
I don't know.
I think they're in Sarasota.
I'm not from Florida. I'm from Miami.
Right. It's the difference. All right. Should we do state of the markets?
Let's do it.
Let's talk about what's actually happening out there.
Let's do it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have the Dow futures down 200 points this morning. That's about 40 basis points. 47,530, new all-time highs for the Dow. S&P 500 down 0.2%. That's 45 handles, 68.14. Also new all-time highs for the S&P 500. NASDAQ 100 down 90 basis points, almost a full percent. 230 to the downside, 25,250. Crude oil. By the way, 30-year bond futures also down 0.2% at 116.5. So bonds down, rates up. That's the way. Crude oil up 0.75%, $59 a barrel. We got copper. All-time highs for copper, 1.4% to the upside today, $5.34 an ounce. Wow, copper, very impressive. As Latin America making new multi-year highs. We'll take a look at that in a minute. We got gold up a full percent today, pushing 4,300. Silver up 1.7%, $58 an ounce for silver, highest levels ever. With the VIX up a bunch this morning, back up above 18. How is the volatility index? How does it remain so elevated with stocks continuing to do so well? Over in funny money land, you got Bitcoin getting the shit kicked out of it this morning, down 4,500 points, 5% to the downside, under 86,000 for Bitcoin. So 85,008 and a quarter for Bitcoin. Ethereum also getting the crap kicked out of it, down 6% today, 2,800 for Ethereum. Really, maybe they're retesting those prior lows. I don't know, but it looks terrible. So let's see if they can recover today. Solana 126 down 5% to the downside, and that brings the total crypto market cap, Mr. Spencer Israel, 2.88 trillion. How do we feel about this morning's futures?
I feel interested in crypto. I feel interested in what you mentioned, copper.
Yeah.
That's silver, Latin America. That all interests me right now.
Yeah. Throw up slide. Speaking of Rick, shout out to Rick. Boots on the ground in Latin America. Slide 4. Rick is actually in Latin America. Alfonso's like a fake Latin American. He's always in Europe.
Yeah, these days.
He's always in Europe. He's not even Latin American anymore. He's like all European now, all bougie. So here's copper futures, highest monthly close ever, with Latin American equities making the highest level since the summer of 21. So that's what, 4-year highs? When I think copper, I immediately think emerging markets and more specifically Latin America, right? That's what comes to mind. I'm old school. I know this relationship, and this relationship has diverged somewhat. So are we going to get a catch down from copper as it's making new all-time highs, or are we going to get a catch up in Latin America? That is the question, ladies and gentlemen.
I think the Latin America action interests me, especially because there was not that you would know or care, but there was a lot of headlines over the weekend about the U.S. and I know it's not technically Latin America, but Venezuela.
How is Venezuela not Latin America?
It's South America, right? I mean, isn't it?
Yeah, like
isn't
Colombia and Chile and Peru. Yeah, all that's Latin America. But,
all right, fine.
But Venezuela doesn't have any stocks, so it's not in this index.
All right. Yeah, but it's all related though, right?
Not really. Nobody cares about
Venezuela.
No. Like we care about Venezuela because Alfonso. We work with Alfonso.
No, that's not true. No, we care about Venezuela for oil markets, do we not?
Nah, I don't care. I don't think it matters at all.
All right.
I mean, we can bring in Alfonso and he could school us. I guarantee you, Alfonso knows a hell of a lot more about what the hell's going on in Venezuela than you and me will ever know.
Well, that's true.
But for me, it's a nothing burger. For me, as far as the stock market is concerned, Venezuela may as well not even exist.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it might as well just like a figment of your man, like a fugazi. Like I know Venezuela exists. I grew up in Miami. There's a shit ton of Venezuelans there. Trust me, it's a thing. But as far as the stock market goes, doesn't matter.
Yeah, apparently no one talks about the metals besides you, JC.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not
just JC, obviously Jason and Sam and everyone.
Yeah, I'm here to make money in the markets, right? Like I'm not here to sell, sell Buicks and penis pills like, these basic cable televisions that have to whore themselves out to sponsors. Like we don't do that, we should probably have a sponsor on the morning show. If you want to sponsor the morning show, give us a shout out. You could be selling Buicks. We'll sell Buicks for you. We'll sell your penis pills. We will do whatever you want to do. You want to sponsor our show? We'll do it. But we don't need sponsors. Like, we'll take them. Sure. We'll take your money, but we don't need to, right? Some of these other businesses, they have to, right? They have to whore themselves out to sponsors every single day. Otherwise they all get fired. And despite all of the whoring that they're doing, they're still terrible businesses. I think pretty much all of them are terrible except for Fox, right? You know better than me. Isn't Fox the only one that actually makes money?
It's hard to keep track, honestly, because the corporate landscape shifts so much, right? Like the who owns what is very difficult to keep track of.
Making new lows. Comcast is terrible. So that's like CNBC, MSNBC, like all these terrible companies. They are
Universal as well. But again, very hard to remember who owns what. So yeah, you don't sponsor us. Your name there, or maybe your name there, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
but it's nice that we don't have to whore ourselves out. Like we'll do a little whoring, but we don't have to, right? Which is good. So copper making new all-time highs. Here's a good one. Here's a good chart here, Spencer. Go to slide 6. How do you feel about this guy right here? How do you feel about this guy? You know, everybody's always talking about tech. They're obsessed with this AI narrative. This AI narrative is so boring. It's so boring every day. Oh my God, the AI is like, dude, move on. The rest of the world has moved on. Just because you're so fucking lazy that you don't do any work and that's the only story you know how to tell, the rest of the world moved on. So look at the S&P 500 X Mag 7. So this is the other 493 making new all-time highs. Spencer Israel, I was told that there were just no stocks going up. How is it possible that the S&P 500 X Mag 7 is making new all-time highs? Is it a miracle?
Well, there's the direction of the trend, and then there's the rate of change of the trend, right? So, the AI, like Google, has gained more in market cap in the past few weeks than most companies have in the last few months, right? Or perhaps longer.
What's wrong? And why is that bearish?
No, it's not bearish, but that explains why people are so obsessed with the AI, right? Because
look, when you look at the market returns so far this year, right? You've got the S&P 500 up 17% and the Nasdaq up 21%. You've got the micro cap index up 21%. You've got the equally weighted S&P 500 up double digits, equally weighted Nasdaq up 14%, equally weighted Dow up 15%. So much winning. You know, you got the small cap.
Most things have worked. Yeah, most things have worked, right? Most things have worked. But
everybody keeps telling me that most things are not working.
So, most things have worked for most of the year on top of that, right? So this is the way it's been. I think a lot of things haven't worked recently, like the last 2 months, as we've talked about. Nothing worked in April. Really, that was pretty bad for.
I don't know. The S&P 500 has closed the month at the highest levels ever for now 6 consecutive months.
Yeah, but come on, under the surface, come on.
Under the surface, the equally weighted S&P 500 closed at the highest levels ever. The equally weighted Dow. Why don't we throw up the equally weighted Dow? I know how much. Throw up slide 3. Tell me more about how.
I'm not arguing against you. I'm just acknowledging both sides.
Everybody just wants to continue to argue against me that there's nothing going up. I'm like, are you guys even fucking counting? No, and these are people that I respect, whose work is like very influential in my life, coming on here telling me that nothing's going up.
I can see both sides.
I can't see the other side because I actually count. So when I count all these stocks going up and people are telling me that that's not true, I'm like, am I in the fucking Twilight Zone?
Well, there is a big difference between,
highest levels ever for the equally weighted Dow and the market cap weighted and the price weighted Dow. Throw up slide 7.
I mean, Staples is going up, right? Staples is up for the year, but there's a big difference between Staples and technology.
Staples?
Right? Yeah.
Staples are up 2% this year, bro.
I know.
So they're up on a total return basis, and they pay nice dividends.
So they're up. That's right.
Well, it's a bull market.
So there's a big difference. There's a big difference between that. There's a difference between that going up.
All right, here we got the S&P 500 X technology, because I'm told that it's only the tech stocks that are going up. So okay, fine. Let's take out all the tech stocks and see how the S&P 500 is doing. Fuck, it is doing pretty well. Am I crazy? Am I crazy, guys? Am I going crazy over here? Is everybody going crazy?
This is just X, the tech sector. This is not X everything else that we know is tech that is not technically in the technology sector.
This is X 1/3 of the entire index, which is all the semiconductors, Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, Broadcom, Oracle, Intel, Cisco, you name it, they're all gone. Throw up the next slide, actually, if you want to get a little bit more fancy here. Here we're looking at the NASDAQ 100 X Tech closing the month at the highest levels ever. This is the NASDAQ 100 X Tech, highest levels ever. How do we feel about that?
Wait, the NASDAQ X Tech.
That's right.
So that's like Pepsi and stuff.
Well, 55% of the NASDAQ 100 is technology. So if you take all of those out, just for fun, just for fun.
Just for fun.
Just, shits and giggles.
Yeah, this is a fun exercise. This is not. I wouldn't call this like useful.
Oh no, not useful. All right.
I would definitely file this under under fun, interesting but not actionable is how I would file this.
All right. I mean, for me, it's just further evidence that there's so many things working, so many stocks going up, that to suggest that that's not the case is criminally insane, I think.
But again, look,
Throw up
it's
a
not
slide
about
11 there, please.
It's not just about up versus
Let's
down.
talk about moving forward.
Most things
Let's
are
talk about
up.
moving forward, Spencer, is real, right?
But I like technology more than I like real estate. You know what I mean?
You would.
But they're both going up. So that's my point. I don't think
real estate's been going up at all, actually.
I'm looking at the XLRE. It's up this year, which means it's going up.
Yeah, zoom out, Spencer. That thing hasn't done a damn thing in a long time. But good thing it doesn't matter to the markets, right? All right, guys. This one comes from Ari Wald over the weekend. Ari Wald, big, fan favorite around here. Ari Wald. Shout out to Ari. And Ari makes a great point that stocks tend to do much better when they're in uptrends. How do you feel about that, Spencer? Is that one of those master of the obvious, or is that legit?
I guess my question would be, if you zoom out enough, aren't stocks always in an uptrend?
The answer is definitely not. Stocks historically do better when they're in uptrends. So we could define an uptrend if the price of the S&P 500 is above its 200-day moving average. Right? Because is it perfect? No, but if it's above its 200-day, it's probably not in a downtrend, right? So when you quantify this, going back to 1950, the returns are more than double the average returns when the S&P 500 is in an uptrend, which I don't know if you heard is currently the case. By the way, that is not always true, right? Not always true. The S&P 500 in October, for example, tends to do much better when it is in a downtrend, right? Because you buy in October and you get yourself sober. So you tend to get that bounce off the lows, right? But in December, you're getting double the average returns, right? So here, Spencer, here is the data for when the market is in an uptrend versus when the market is in a downtrend, because to your earlier question, no, the market is not always in an uptrend.
And in this case, it's very simply defined as above or below the 200.
Yeah, I mean, for this exercise, I think that's fair. That's a fair way to do it, because if you're,
I'm not questioning it. I'm just
because think about it. If you're above your 200-day, you're probably not in a downtrend, right? That's kind of how I look at it. You like this chart?
I do.
All right. What about the trannies? Throw up slide 12 there. What about trannies? Trannies putting in a stick.
It's got to be the 4th or 5th day in a row.
Putting in a stick, those trannies. And by the way, transportation and the small cap Russell 2000 dance together. So with the Russell 2000 small cap index making new all-time highs, because no stocks are going up, it's only 7. The Russell 2000 index is making highest close ever for the Russell 2000 index. And I don't know if you guys have counted, but the Russell 2000 is approximately 2/3 of the Russell 3000. See that?
Yeah.
That's math right there, baby. So the Russell 2000 representing approximately 2/3 of the Russell 3000 index, which,
oh man, numbers are wild.
It represents approximately 98% of all investable assets in the United States equities market, and 2/3 of that is making new all-time highs. How do we feel about that, Spencer?
I feel the same way I thought about the last stat. These are all stats that support that, yes, we are in a bull market.
And I know that there's some people wondering, right? I know there's some people wondering out there whether the Russell 1000, the remaining 1,000 stocks in the Russell 3000, by the way, also hit new all-time highs. So,
and that would be 1/3 of the Russell 3000.
Nothing gets past you, Spencer. Nothing gets past you.
So I'm on it today.
So if the Russell 2000 is ripping to new all-time highs, you think trannies ain't gonna follow?
Again, I don't know the correlations like you do off the top of my head, so
no, they're dancing.
I'll take your word for it.
Throw up slide 16 there. We were ripping through these today.
I don't spend nearly as much time as you thinking about like intermarket correlations, because I don't have to.
How about Africa?
So how about Africa?
How about Africa? Any love for
When's the last time anybody said that? How about Africa?
Big shout out to Nigerian banks. Big shout out to South African mining companies. Shout out platinum and palladium putting in.
I was going to say, this is probably just very simply a commodity story, right? Very simple.
Well, in a lot of these countries, financials are a big deal because they, the financials handle everything, right? So in a lot of these foreign
Yeah, the
markets,
financials handle what? They handle the commodities. So
I mean, they handle everything. So here we are. Basic materials, to your point, Spencer, represents 35% of the Africa index. Financials right behind it at 31, right? So it's exactly what you and I were just describing. 0% technology in Africa. Zero healthcare, zero real estate, zero consumer staples, practically no industrials, 5% energy.
no kidding. I'm stunned.
Yeah. So that's what's going on there. So shout out to Africa. How about Europe? New all-time highs there, slide 15. I keep being told, you can go up the other way now. I keep being told Europe is a disaster. Germany's been in a recession for years. Oh my God. Stock market doesn't seem to think so. This is the broadest measure of European equities, by the way. This is the equivalent in Europe to the S&P 1500. So this includes smalls, mids, and larges. And we're the highest levels ever. Spencer, are the highest prices ever indicative of a downtrend?
But I'm sure this is the same as it is in America, where if you drill down, you could find pockets of weakness all over the place.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah, try consumer staples.
Well, there you go.
What about European banks? Go up.
So staples suck in America and in Europe.
Well, in bull markets, staples, nobody wants toothpaste and toilet paper, right?
That's true.
When you can buy industrials. Look at European financials making all-time highs. What do you think about that? Right? And then last one, I know Spencer's favorite here. They say that the Cubans are the Irish of the Caribbean. So I just want to give a big shout out to the Irish. Throw up that Ireland chart. Throw it up there. There it is. There's the Irish. Look at that. Look at that base in Ireland getting back above those great financial crisis highs. Off to the races we go. How do you feel about that?
This is going to end up, I don't know what the weightings are of this, but if we ever get a Stripe IPO, it's going to end up being 45% financials.
Well, right now it is 22% financials. You think Stripe would not be considered technology?
Well, what's PayPal? It's financials, right?
I don't think so.
I thought it was. I think Stripe is going to be whatever, however you classify PayPal and Square or whatever Square is called these days.
Yeah, you're right. Financials, credit services. Good call, Spencer.
Yeah, so Stripe is probably financial for that reason. Call. So if we can ever get that IPO out the door, then this is going to be a half financial.
So what? Is this one of those like fake Irish companies that they're just based there?
No. It's actually
legit Irish.
Yeah. The founders are Irish.
There's so many fake Irish companies that are just domiciled there for whatever tax loophole.
Yeah, no.
This is not that.
This is not that.
Wow, you know what? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
All right, shout out Ireland. Making moves. Yeah. Dude, Ireland is such a great place. These are the nicest people. They are really, I mean, I don't know, maybe I just had great experiences. Seriously, Ireland is so great. What a great country.
All right. It's like at the top of my bucket list. Haven't been to that
part
of the world.
It's not that far. It's like the furthest west you can get to Europe, right?
That's right. I wonder if Kenny Glick is allowed in Ireland. Probably. Why wouldn't he be?
I mean, I don't see why not.
I don't see why not. Kenny, are you around? You want to hop on with us? I see you're here, but you're not here. If that makes sense. Let's see. Let's bring him out and let's see if he pops on. How about that?
It's been a long time coming. They ain't come from my club, they took it. Putting up numbers, 99 pounds, and I still kept it 100. Hola. Yeah.
Kenny Glick in the house.
Kenny, are you with us? He's here. He might have stepped away from. Oh, there he is.
Oh,
look at that.
Oh,
what's that,
dude? Kenny is a silver whale. Would you be a silver whale?
Yeah. Well, I should have been more whaley. Well,
listen. When you're right, you don't own enough. When you're wrong, you bought too much. Right.
Well, at least they said sometimes the silver's been going up so much that I buy every week, and I had this sensation that they were just going to cancel my order. That's how much silver's gone up since I put this order in. These are already worth about 20% more than I paid for them. So these are the first 5-ounce maples. What's up, you silver lunatics? And hope you guys are rocking that AGQ.
Tell me more.
I don't know. That's about it. Silver's going higher. hopefully we get
AGQ.
AGQ is your leveraged SLV. If you're going to day trade silver intraday, or if you want to own something, it's a little bit better than the SLV. You'll get more bang for your buck. But just like anything else,
Dare I ask how much leverage?
What?
Is it 2x, 3x? What are you talking
That
about?
might be a double at least. It could be a triple. I'm not sure. But the only problem is with any of those leverage products, they have that slippage, and what goes up, you'll get hammered on the way down when it does give way. But I'm a fan of the commodities. So, and I think if it could stay above 50 for a little bit longer here, we could really get a base going and make our way to $80, and that would be super duper.
Super duper. Super.
Not as super as the Georgia Bulldogs going to the SEC championship game. What's up?
Oh, you beat Georgia Tech.
Nothing matters now, because if we lose to Alabama again, we just go right back to sucking. So
I'm rooting for Georgia, by the way. I'm all for. I'm good friends with a gal here, one of my neighbors. She's big. She's like, how about that? Go dogs, go dogs, is what she tells me.
Yeah, Alabama owns us, so that's the only thing. But see, this game is so much more important than any other game. It doesn't matter if we don't win the national championship, as long as we beat Alabama in the SEC championship game. That's our Super Bowl. So it all comes down to Saturday, and that's what I'll be doing. I'll be in a straitjacket because my daughter and my wife are crazier fans than I am. Like my daughter's psychotic. I mean, it's crazy. I love
her.
I love to see how much she's into football this quickly. I just love it, and their basketball team's looking pretty good too right now. So, and look at this. See, by the way, if you guys are Jet fans out there, see, I gave up on the Jets and they won 3 out of 4, or something like that. I don't even watch the NFL anymore. So I heard the Jets won a game again. Sick.
I don't know.
Dude.
I don't know if that counts. They might have to. They might have to give it back, the victory.
Right. So how was your Thanksgiving? Everybody had a good time?
Dude, it's nice to kind of get away from the screens for a few days. Drink too much wine, eat too much, hang with family, and then get back to the screens and be like, oh shit, there's a lot of things going on.
Kenny, I don't remember you trading on Fridays in the years past, but you did that. You did last week.
Yeah, broke a mad streak. Usually, you know what it was? We'd go out in Long Island, or we'd be out somewhere, and I'd be hungover. I'd crawl onto somebody else's computer, open up a platform, try to put a few trades on. It was never a good idea, but I was nice and refreshed Friday morning. We were in that nice upward surge, and I just assumed we were just going to rip all day and then rip into the close. And we got it, and we nailed it. It was just 2 good trades. It was QQQ long and deer. But my mistake was assuming that we were going to gap up Monday also. So because of that move into the close, I took something off. I just held a little bit. But if you guys are trading futures, we're starting to trade futures in the hit the bid room, because it really is wonderful to trade. If you guys, let me show you a chart here. If you guys are, if you're trading the futures, and again, normally I would only trade futures when I couldn't sleep, but now it's so cut and dry. It's just like you get this one break.
Can we just rewind to say I only used to trade futures when I couldn't sleep?
Yeah.
That's probably not the way to do it. So you've learned your lesson, and now, you're adapting to the market.
Right. So here you go. I mean, this chart right there is just your classic chart pattern recognition meets VWAP. So the finger of God. But here's the futures contracts when it opens up. Big candle. It's a 6 p.m. open on Sunday. And we start to go down first, and then this is that rollover. So it breaks a new high, and then it rolls over, breaks the VWAP. That's the finger of God. And then you broke the 6 p.m. open, and you got through the multi-day VWAP. So right there, something's changed. And again, we haven't seen that in a while, especially on a Sunday night. So short of the futures, especially because I was almost like a hedge for me a little bit. I only had 100 shares, but trading one contract, you make 10 points. 10 points is like a tick nowadays. 100 points is $2,000. So we're moving in basically 50, 100, 200 point increments almost every night. So if you get it right, and if you're trading around VWAP, again, these are not riskless trades. You're risking usually 200 or 300 to make yourself 5 to 1,000. That's the parameter. And that's just one contract. So it's just been fantastic. It really has. I haven't traded futures this much in a very long time. And again, only just one contract. And if you're trading multiple contracts, you just go back to that whole, the point of just never getting out of your entire position at one price. Normally, I would cover at prior day VWAP and then hold overnight. And again, it's been nice. And again, there are people that start to get into futures. And also, you could just trade the QQQ all night. I mean, this market hardly ever closes now.
All right, what's on the
That's the
move this
point.
morning, Kenny? I'm looking to put some money to work here. We got a big move last week in equities across the board. New all-time highs everywhere. There's so many new all-time highs. I haven't had the time to count them all. It just takes so long. Have you noticed that the list of stocks going up keeps getting longer?
You and your bull market. I mean, we got my correction. I don't know if we're going to have to test those lows again. December, notoriously bullish. But you know what? This year has been so weird. September, October, we're bullish. We got some selling in November. Maybe we do have a little scare in December. That would kind of be fun. But I'm just going right back to day trading. You know, I'm just looking for the buyers to show up today. You got the little faux show bro action right now in the Qs. But if you're looking for some crazy names, there's not much going on except for I'll be looking at this one.
I'm gonna be looking at this one.
Yeah, AHMA. So there was an anomaly print about 40 minutes ago, and the fucker went there. So this is crazy. This thing it printed $12 and something like 60 something cents, and then actually ran to the price. That was just an out of money print, and it went there. That's what we call Fat Finger Freddy.
Fat Finger Freddy. That's my man right there.
Very, very cool. I'm not in this name, but, you know, again, these pump and dumps in the morning, usually, you know, be careful because they usually do dump. But when they come back, you know, I'm going to be looking at this one. So I'll be watching this.
I see what you did there. I see what you did there, Kenny.
Not much else going on. I mean, it's kind of like a quiet, the bells are not going off. The flickering lights are just dull. So I don't know. I'm just going to chill and just
You think people are still traveling from holidays and stuff like that?
My daughter just went home to Georgia yesterday, so she's safe and sound, right back to school. And that's it. Not much going on.
Can you fly right into Athens, or you got to go to Atlanta?
I fly to Atlanta, drive to Athens. Yeah.
How far is that drive?
Yeah, it's about an hour and a half.
What's your favorite Tribe Called Quest song?
Scenario. Yeah, but I'm more of a Jurassic 5 guy.
You would be. You got some. You know, you got a little more. If you had hair, there'd be more gray ones.
I went to go see. Do you know Jurassic 5? Jurassic 5 for you kids out there. Jurassic 5, the greatest hip hop band after the Beastie Boys. Jurassic 5. They're safe for your kids. They talk. It's peace, love, and unity. Most of their music. It's not about gangsters or killing or anything. These are the most talented 5 guys, and Charlie Tuna is the standout amongst them, and he performed live in Brooklyn. I'm sitting there watching Charlie Tuna from 5 feet away. It was great. Still going to concerts. $40 to go see a show. That was the nicest part about it. You know, you can't even get into a concert for less than $250 nowadays. But yeah, Charlie Tuna. If you don't know Jurassic 5, get into him, kids. Awesome.
Kenny Glick, hitthebid.com. Hang out with Kenny. Put on a trade with Kenny. Put on a trade with him.
Yeah, or that's the way to do it. Come and just hang out, because, you know, some days you just have to hang out and wait for the trade, which is that's the mode I'm in right now. You know, we'll see what happens today.
I'm teaching my kids patience.
Patience is
how life is harder for people who don't have patience.
Patience is what it's all about. And again, the way we trade, that patience and the discipline is instilled because you're waiting for the setup to get confirmed by VWAP, and that instills the patience and the discipline in you, and then you're only trading price. So the way we trade is, again, if you're having a hard time with patience and discipline, come and hang out with us. I'll show you how to do it. It's all right there on the chart.
Kenny Glick, the man, the myth, the legend, the grandfather of day trading, and we could say that because nobody in the world has been doing it longer than Kenny Glick. And we know that because day trading didn't exist.
Crazy. All right, y'all.
Black Friday offer ends today. Use the link that's on the screen. See you, Kenny.
All right.
And it's risk-free, right? It's risk-free.
Hey, we're also going to talk more about Vegas. I know people are thinking about coming. It's not a hit the bid trip. We're just showing up in Vegas. I'm doing a VWAP symposium, 2 of them in Vegas in February. So again, you have to get there by yourself. Nobody's paying for anybody. Just show up end of February. If you want to know more details, come to the site. I'll tell you about
Question about Vegas is when on the agenda are the tattoos?
The tattoos, we're going to getting tattoos prior to the show. Getting the faux show bro right on my chest next to my Star Trek insignia.
Great. All right, maybe we'll see you there.
All right. See ya.
You were saying, Spencer?
No, I wasn't. I wasn't saying anything. Yes. Well, what was I saying?
You were
The
saying how
offer?
the Black Friday sale ends today?
Yeah. The link, it was on the screen. I'll drop it in the chat if you didn't see it, but it was up there for a while. So there we go. Click the link in the chat. By the way, it's not just the hit the bid Black Friday offer. We have AAC Premium, AAC Crypto, All Star Options, Break and Multiplier, all Black Friday offers ending today. So
shout out to Mary. Mary's been taking a lot of calls.
Mary had I think a long, fruitful weekend working the phones, but she is all over my inbox.
Nice.
So all right, who do we have? Oh, Sam Gatlin, are you here? We do have Sam in the house. Look at that.
Bring in Sam, because I was actually going to get into some of these metals. People are saying nobody wants to talk about metals. Well, I happen to know somebody who does.
Yeah, Sam, we had a blast, by the way. Thursday morning, Jason, Sam, myself, we went live for was it almost an hour, Sam? Is that what it was? We had fun, man. We got our Thanksgiving off right, talking charts, talking metals. It was a good time. All right, let's bring Sam out.
Sammy.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's going on? Are you still in Greece?
I am. This is actually my last week here.
Oh, so what do you think? What are the takeaways?
It's a wonderful country, and I need to come back here. First of all, second is they don't eat as many olives as I expected, JC, to be honest with you.
Right.
I think you gotta go to the islands to get more of the olive experience, but just here in the city of Athens, I have not been overwhelmed by the amount of olives. So
wow, I wouldn't have thought. Maybe it's more. I don't know. Maybe it's more the north. Maybe I don't know.
I don't know.
That's
a lot
surprising.
Of pie. I had some pie this morning, some minced meat pie. Ooh, I'm into it. I could eat that every day.
All right. And then, so did I hear right that you went through all Russell 3000 stocks today?
Yeah, you heard me right. Yeah.
And did you finish getting through it all, or are you still working on it?
No, I've gone through them all. So kind of weird, but man, the basis in real estate. I have to say, nobody's talking about real estate.
Spencer's talking about real estate.
I didn't know that.
Dude,
I did not know that.
Most of these bases that he's referring to in other sectors have already broken out. So the fact that in real estate they have not, they're just big bases that haven't broken out, right? Is that the takeaway there?
Yeah, yeah, and they look exactly like bonds too. So yeah, I kind of think there's a rally into the bond market coming.
How's the positioning in real estate right now? Anything to write home about or not really?
No, nothing there.
Can't be good.
Just nobody gives a damn long or short. It's like they might as well not even exist.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the stocks don't matter at all.
Well, these
what
things
are they, like 2% of the
used to be
S&P
financials. They used to be financials.
Really?
All the REITs used to be in the financial index, and one day they
not
go,
not that long ago.
You're getting old, Spencer. That was a while ago.
When did they change?
Over a decade ago.
No way.
2002? No, that's not true.
No way. Let's look this up. When did real estate?
Whenever the XLRE launched. The XLRE launched 2015, October 2015. What did I just say?
Oh my God. Am I?
Where'd that year go? You're spot on.
No,
dude, I could not have been closer.
Google, no. Google says September 16. Regardless, I must be getting old because I thought that was like 5 years ago.
It's about 10 years ago. I remember because I remember talking to Louise Yamada, and I'm being like, Louise, what are we gonna do? Because she's old school, and she's like, she thinks financials are super important too, like I do, right? And I'm like, what are we gonna do? They're totally messing with our sector. And then she starts telling me history about how this is not the first time, and
Well, when you think about it too, like these real estate stocks are tiny. They don't matter. Relative to a JP Morgan Chase, that's like $1 trillion in market cap. Berkshire Hathaway, literally $1 trillion. So
I think some of these companies have bigger real estate portfolios than the REITs, right? Like Goldman Sachs. You know what I mean?
That's probably
Like
true.
Goldman Sachs' real estate portfolio is probably the biggest REIT if it was a REIT, right?
Yeah,
You would think.
same for Berkshire Hathaway. Yeah.
Private equity. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Blackstone, Carlyle, all those guys.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, let's get into metals. Dude, 58 for silver. Man, Sam, like, dude, 58 for silver. I have never seen anything like this in my entire life. My whole life, I have never seen anything like this. You want to talk about a big base? Woo! 15-year base.
You must not have been around back in 1980, JC.
Well, in 1980, it wasn't even here, right? And I was not around in 1980, but I do have the Hunt Brothers magazine cover somewhere around here.
No way. I have not seen this one.
I do.
Guys, for all of you that aren't familiar, JC has been doing lab sessions at Trend Labs, schooling all of the members on his magazine covers. He hasn't just done one of these, not two. He's done 3 of these sessions, going a full hour, going over the history of magazine covers. This guy.
I'll find it. I have it here somewhere. It's like 1980,
really
both Hunt
impressed,
Brothers.
JC.
I think it's a Fortune magazine, if I'm not mistaken. Or I'll double check.
Fortune. Nice.
Yeah, classic. And speaking of which, did you see this Polymarket guy now on the cover of Forbes and 60 Minutes? Whoo, sounds toppy.
Yeah.
Dude, all these
It's just a
assholes
bummer that-
telling you that gambling on sports is the same as investing in the stock market, they're lying to you. They are lying to you because it's in their best interest for you to think that betting on sports is the same as the stock market. They're lying to you for their own selfish gain. It is not. It is not. It is an illness. Is sports gambling addiction. It's an illness. And I would encourage anybody listening to not do that. And anybody who tells you it's the same thing, make sure you tell them what an asshole they are.
Yeah, well said, JC. What I'm more interested in is how to take advantage of this. Like, do I short something like DraftKings or is like Robinhood the move? Because, Robinhood's gotten pretty into this business. I get notifications all the time to go bet on the Sunday night football game and shit like that.
Yeah, throw up the new slide too. For those of you who didn't see this, throw it up. I don't know if there's a way to profit from the, people thinking that this prediction market is going to change equities. You know what they said? The CEO of Kalshi, not this guy, his competitor, said that the prediction markets are going to be bigger than the stock market. So you have CEOs lying to people, lying through their teeth, because that doesn't even make any sense. You've got people out there thinking that that people are going to bet on sports the same way that they invest in stocks. I mean, this is criminally insane. And now you got the Forbes cover there. Whoo! It's like, when Fat Fred Savage, what's his name? When he was on. And then,
he kind of looks like the Fat Fred Savage.
He's a skinnier, what's his name? FTX guy? What's his name?
Sam Bankman-Fried.
Sam Bankman-Fried. He's in prison playing chess with Diddy. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
He's playing chess with Diddy every day. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. So then, of course, you had the Bitcoin Alchemist in January, and then MicroStrategy hitting new 52-week lows every day since then. So the Forbes curse is the prediction market as much of a scam and overhyped as I thought it was before this.
Yeah. JC, so when Alfonso and I went to Dubai a few months ago, we had a very interesting experience. So on my flight there, I sat next to these 2 guys that are building this crypto company, and it's supposed to give...
You sat next to 2 guys building a crypto company on the way to Dubai.
Yeah. Isn't that perfect? Yeah.
Perfect.
And so they invited me to their crypto party, which was so very shady. Everyone was smoking.
What was shady about the party?
I'm sorry?
The people or like the actual venue? What was shady about it?
It was just a really... you had these greasy guys trying to shill you this crypto project. There were a bunch of beautiful women there that were clearly being paid a lot of money to be there.
Got it. Not crypto experts.
Yeah, no. But what was really interesting was
shows.
that they were building a platform to give users ownership in sports teams. And so I asked, like, how did you get these sports teams to give up ownership stake? And they're like, we didn't actually get that ownership stake. It's just you just own a key in a company. So it's like fake ownership of a sports team. And it's like, wow, what
Alfonso's in the chat saying worst crypto party ever, because Alfonso's been the crypto parties in Miami, so he knows.
Yeah.
All right, let's hard pivot to metals. Hard pivot to metals. We got Africa hitting new 8-year highs. Shout out to Africa. 35% materials in Africa. Makes sense, right?
Sibanye Stillwater.
Dude, Sibanye Stillwater. Long and strong. Don't own enough, probably, right?
Yeah.
SBSW.
Yeah, that stock's a beast. Speaking of metals, JC, let's hop to slide number 18. I brought along some charts. We can run through them. This is what I wrote about in today's gold rush, so you all are getting a sneak peek. I'm not going to give you the trade ideas. We had 6 trade ideas for today's gold rush, which I think is a brand new record for our Monday post. So that tells you where we are right now with precious metals. But man, what a monthly stick silver put in last Friday when these monthly candles printed. But precious metals looked kind of sketch heading into November. You put in a really long upper shadow at a shelf of former highs. Gold had a very similar candlestick. It kind of looked like exhaustion. And then you go into November and the sellers just completely disappeared. And silver closed at the high of the month at a new all-time high. And I didn't zoom out on this base, but you can go all the way back to 1980, and you have a nearly 50-year base in silver that's just now breaking out. So I think it's difficult to overstate how big this monthly candlestick was in silver futures. And it's not just in absolute terms, JC. If you look at slide number 19.
Now I like how you're getting fancy here.
Yeah.
I like how you're getting fancy.
Yeah. So silver just had its best 4-day rate of change relative to gold since 2021. And I think this is an initiation thrust for a brand new primary uptrend for silver relative to gold. And you have a massive base here. And this really is one of the best risk appetite ratios in all of precious metals. When gold's crazy cousin, silver, is outperforming, things are good. Investors are reaching for risk. So this is the type of environment where you see these shady $500 million gold mining stocks double in a few months.
That's what these little things do. They, when they move, they move. When I move, you move. Right? They really move because their market caps are not very big. So they're easier to move. Like, think about it. Is it easier to move a mountain or flick a pebble? Right? These things are more like pebbles. So you want to think about it like that. So when they move, they really get going. And, I got to tell you, when precious metals were correcting a little bit, when parabolic started correcting, I'm like, man, silver's impressive. Man, silver's impressive. Wow, I can't believe silver's holding in there so well. I'm pretty sure you can check the tape. We could run like a highlight reel of me saying that every single day. But like that in real time, I'm sharing how surprised I was at just how well silver was trading. And sure enough, you get the ripper.
And I think it has a lot to do with positioning, JC. I probably look at more short interest charts than anyone in the world. I can say that pretty confidently. And man, the silver ETF, SLV, right as it was running into that shelf of former highs I was previously showing you, the short interest hit a new all-time high. And every single time you see the short sellers plow into silver, you buy with both hands. And sure enough, it worked out just like I thought it would. And silver ripped new all-time highs, and the short sellers got their faces ripped off.
How are they so short this thing?
I don't know. They have, speaking of mental illnesses.
You think that's just what it is? These people are just psychotic?
I don't know how else to put it. I mean, that's insane to be shorting silver there. maybe it's a hedge against some speculative mining stocks. I don't know, but
highest short interest ever.
That's insane. I would never do that.
And then, so then you're seeing it down the cap scale. You're seeing junior gold miners breaking out as well. Throw up the silver Dow chart, actually. Throw the next one up there. This is a big one. This is a big one. Silver making new decade highs relative to the world's most important stock market index.
Yeah, kind of a big deal. And it's not just silver. Gold looks exactly the same here. So I think the bottom line is we should expect precious metals to outperform stocks for the foreseeable future. And like, this isn't going to last a quarter or two or even a year. Like, I think this has the potential to last for many years, potentially a decade.
And just because silver is outperforming and precious metals are outperforming doesn't necessarily mean that that's bearish for stocks.
No, it doesn't. No, it's more of an opportunity cost thing. Like, where do you want to spend your time looking to allocate money? I don't think you want to be looking for software stocks to buy right now. I think you want to be looking for rock stocks to buy. Go look at the components of Peru.
I don't think we need to be looking for software stocks to buy. We need to be looking for rocks to buy. Is that the quote?
Yeah.
Good quote. Good quote.
Facts only, JC.
Facts only. Got to be buying rocks. What do you say to the science majors out there who would claim that gold is not a rock, it is actually a mineral? What do you say to those folks?
I would probably say I don't really care.
That's right.
It trades like all the other rocks.
Get a life, science major.
Yeah. It doesn't matter to me.
Doesn't matter either. They're always correcting me. It's just, if mineral rhymed with stock, then we would call it a mineral. But rocks and stocks, it just seems easier, right? And for those of us who don't give a fuck, whether it's a metamorphic rock or an igneous rock or perhaps a sedimentary rock, don't matter to me. But you see how I know these things? You see that, Sam? Come on.
You're good, JC.
Shout out to all the metamorphic rocks out there. Spencer, were you a science major?
Oh God, no.
Yeah.
But I do remember the types of rocks.
Yeah. I hated science. I started to like science as I got older. I like science now. I think science is cool. I hated it when I was a kid. I'm like, this is stupid.
Well, your portfolio certainly seems like you like science, JC.
Dude, between the rock companies and all the biotechnology stocks we own, you'd think I'm like literally like a PhD. No, furthest thing from it. Couldn't tell you what a single one of these biotech companies does. Sam could. I can't.
JC doesn't even know if they have pipelines.
No, I assume they don't.
Yeah, that's good.
Sam, what's the final takeaway here, you think, from the November month is now past us, as you're entering December, finishing up the year, what's the big theme here on your mind? Don't tell me real estate.
Yeah, that real estate just caught me off guard. That was really impressive.
Yeah.
Man, like we were talking about with precious metals, you saw huge monthly candlesticks there in November. They closed at the top end of the range. So I really think that's an area to focus on right now. Small caps also, I think you were talking about this earlier, JC, but man, what a stick small caps put in the month of November. Very long lower shadow at the prior cycle's peak. And I think it could be go time for the small caps. They haven't gotten much love this entire bull market. They're still below the prior cycle's peak, which is insane. And when you look under the surface, participation in small caps hasn't been this good the entire cycle. Like, if you pull up a list of biotech stocks, they all look incredible. If you look at small cap tech, looks great. Small cap industrials look great. Regional banks look fantastic.
Small cap materials.
Small cap materials. Yeah, a lot of precious metals there. But yeah, I think small caps are really interesting right now.
Got to get those banks going. I thought it was interesting that regional banks did not make a lower low in November. Like that was a surprise. Like that caught me off guard in real time. We were talking about it here, and Strazza was like making fun of me. He's like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "Yeah, I find it incredibly surprising that regional banks are not making new lows." And everybody was like, "Oh, who cares, JC?" All right, well, I guess we'll see who cares. The higher lows in November in regional banks, to me, was incredibly surprising. And when me, who doesn't get surprised by anything because I'm so jaded at this point, when I get surprised, there's something to take note of there, I think.
I think that it was Thursday, November 20th, when the S&P bottomed. If you go look at the regional banks relative to the S&P 500, on that day it was bottoming. The regional banks were breaking out to new 30-day highs. It wasn't like a 52-week high or anything, but in a tape where the S&P is getting smoked, you expect regional banks to be doing terribly on a relative basis, but they weren't. They were making new highs in relative terms. So I think that was a really interesting tell.
But my question is, does that say more about the regional banks, or does that say more about like the legitimacy of whatever you want to call
if you are a bear,
what the indexes are doing?
If you're bearish on this market, you want to see regional banks get absolutely smoked. That's what you saw back in 2020. Before the S&P peaked and crashed 35%, regional banks were getting smoked, not in absolute terms alone, but in relative terms also. So I think it's a very important industry group. And also, I have to note that the short interest in the regional bank ETF, KRE, is at the highest level since 2011. So, I think there's big squeeze potential there. We've already seen a big squeeze in the biotechs, which also had extreme short interest. You look at transports, JC can't stop talking about transports.
I mean, nobody wants to talk about transportation stocks except me, and they keep going up.
Totally. And you hinted at the relationship between transports and small caps earlier. Not enough people understand that. They're the exact same thing. So if you're bullish on small caps, it's impossible to not be bullish on transports as well.
New 9-month highs for trannies?
That's right, yeah.
New 9-month highs for trannies, new all-time highs for the Russell 2000, and they've been dancing together.
Exactly, yeah. So
and when you go one by one and look at all 20 components in the Dow Jones and Transportation Average, which we know for a fact nobody does, but I do. I'm really good at counting to 20. I don't know. After that, it gets a little confusing, but I can get to 20, right, Spencer?
I hope so.
Yeah.
Can we look at slide number 36?
My daughter can count to 20 in Spanish.
This is an interesting chart here, guys. 5. Looking at the Kansas, formerly the Kansas City Railroad. Now it's the Canadian Pacific Kansas City.
Dude, I can't believe that we lost Kansas's #1 railroad to the Canadians. How do you, as a true, what are people from Kansas called?
Kansan. He's a Kansan.
Oh, they're called Kansans?
Yeah, that's right.
I got in that one. Michigander. It took me a couple decades to learn that one. So you Kansan. Okay. So how does a Kansan feel about losing Kansas City, the railroad up to the Canadians? How do you feel? Do you not care?
It's not good. I would rather have it in Kansas. But like JC, you can go all the way back to the War of 1812. Like Canada should be part of the United States. Like,
okay.
Shout out War of 1812. We don't get a lot of War of 1812 shout outs here.
No. It was, if it weren't for those damn Yankees, we'd have Canada.
Dude, the capital got pretty fucked up during the War of 1812.
Yeah, it did.
This is true.
See how I know that?
All right. Today we're talking stocks, we're talking rocks, we're talking history, we're talking science. Let's finish up this chart, and then
we got conference call tonight. So if you're going to join me,
that's right.
Please.
If you're gonna join JC here, you know what? I put the link in the chat, but we got
monthly candles tonight, baby. You know how excited I get for those. You know what? We're gonna do tonight? We're gonna look at all 20 trainings. How about that? One by one. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Great. So if you are not a member of AAC Premium, there is a link that is pinned to the top of the chat. It is the link to the Black Friday offer that ends today. And the conference call is tonight at 8 p.m. If you're a member, you've already received emails about it, and we'll see you there tonight. Let's do some recess before we run. How about that?
I like that.
Okay.
All right, Spencer, what do you got?
Today was a momentous day in the Israel household. It was the first day of daycare.
Ooh.
Yeah. So this morning, the whole house was up, out and about, doing things, getting ready, getting all the stuff together, and then out the door like 7 o'clock. And yeah, I feel good. I feel good. It was weird, but I feel good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. How's mom?
Surprisingly better than me.
All right.
I'm not ashamed to admit that. But all good. It was I've been very excited for today. We're looking forward to it for a while. So
this is what? We're 6 months into this?
His 6-month birthday is on Wednesday. So yeah, call it 6 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
And tummy time's going well?
Tummy time's going great. Yeah. When I was in daycare, they didn't have apps that you could update you with your kids, but now they have the apps so you can get notified throughout the day.
Yeah, the teachers send pictures of the kids like coloring and playing and stuff like that. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
The daycare bill isn't as fun. That's right. But it's a momentous day, So that's what I got. That's my recess.
I like it. I just want to give a shout out to Mustard. When you get ribs and then you take off, the bottom part, like what's that called?
I don't know.
Like that layer on the bottom of the ribs, you got to pull it off. You get like paper towel and it just comes right off. So you take that off. You can tell Spencer doesn't make ribs.
No.
So you pull those off and then you slather on mustard, right? I like to go with spicy mustard.
Yeah.
But you slather on the mustard and then it holds the seasoning in place. You don't taste the mustard. Like, I don't know what happens to the mustard flavor. It just goes away. It disappears.
So what's the point of the mustard if you can't taste it?
Because it just holds the seasoning together. It's it
ties the room together is what it does.
Yeah, it really ties the room together.
That's what the mustard does. Got it.
Yeah. So just want to, mustard, underrated. Base layer. It's a base layer for the seasoning for the ribs. I make great ribs. If I was like from the South, maybe I would have a barbecue joint, but shitty margins, so probably not.
Sam, what do you got for us on this, your last week in Greece?
Yeah, I don't have any big plans for the week. I'm probably just going to try to eat more than I probably should before I have to leave this wonderful country. But I wanted to give a shout out to my Thanksgiving feast that I had here in Greece. I had my first sea bass ceviche, my first beef carpaccio, and calamari saute.
It took you all this time to get the ceviche? What took you so long?
Yeah, I don't know. I probably should not have waited this long.
Yeah, sea bass ceviche is excellent.
Yeah.
They do a sea bass carpaccio, which is the same thing. It's just slices instead of cubes.
I was really into the beef carpaccio. Ooh.
Beef carpaccio, huh? Yeah, you know, it's fine. Beef carpaccio, it's fine.
I'm into it.
Like I'll eat it if it's in front of me, but I'm more of a beef tartare kind of guy. So shout out to the Carlisle Hotel on the Upper East Side. Go get the beef tartare there. Woo-wee.
Yeah, I think the bottom line is I need more raw meat in my life.
Yeah, that's cool. That's good.
That's good.
Yeah, he likes it raw.
And on that note, we are done. Don't forget, Kenny Glick is live at 11 on the channel. If you want to have your stock, if you have a request for the guys on Chart Request Live, you want to have them discuss it, email the inbox, Chart Request Live today at 1 o'clock. Email questions@stockmarketmedia.com. Then the guys will talk about your stock on the show. It is Chart Request Live. You provide the charts, or the request, they provide the charts. Conference call tonight. Gold Rush members, you'll get your video as well, your weekly video with Sam and Jason. And that's what we got.
6 new trade ideas.
6 new trade ideas.
Yeah, a new record.
Wow.
You know why, Spencer? That's because there are more opportunities to profit in this market, not fewer.
Big, if true. All right. Thanks for watching, everyone. Go make some money. We'll see you tomorrow.
Adios.
When
Run it. I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs.